Business on Purpose podcast.
I don't know that I would call it an epiphany, but I did just have a bit of an aha moment in helping my mind understand why you and I don't like to submit ourselves to process. Hey, it's Scott Beebe with the Business on Purpose podcast, where we're here to liberate you from the chaos of working in your business and help get you life back, really. So I was listening to a podcast called the Ransom Heart Podcast. If you've never listened to the book Wild at Heart by John Eldredge, I will warn you up front, it is a book about men and primarily for men. Now, there are many women who have read it, and I think it's probably wise to read so you can get one man's take into the man's soul, and it might make you uncomfortable. In fact, I would almost guarantee that it will make you uncomfortable, which is all the more reason to pick it up, turn the pages, and begin to see what it means for a man to be wild at heart. I was listening to one of the episodes, and John Eldredge, the proprietor, I believe he and his wife both run the organization, was talking in the podcast, and he talked about the idea of initiating boys, this kind of coming of age sort of thing that obviously we've heard horror stories about in some aspects, but there's some legitimacy to it. And I'm not here on this podcast to talk about the kind of the boy-girl gender issues of adolescence and older years. What I'm here to talk about is what he said about it. Really, really intriguing. He said that the reason that we don't take time to formally and properly initiate our children from their stages of growth as from a toddler to or an infant to a toddler to a whatever the next stage is, to a tween, to a teen, and then into manhood or womanhood, is because, and this was the bombshell, this was the aha, we don't like to submit ourselves to process, and that is a process. And then it got me to thinking about the work that we do, primarily to help liberate you from the chaos of working your business. Well, that work is work. It's not a pill you take. It's not a 3-step process that you complete over a 4-hour period of seminar. It's work. It's weeks and months and years of work to get there, but it's good work. Oh my, it's valuable, productive, powerful work that you can submit yourself to, that brings value and legitimacy to the things that you're doing. You know they're not haphazard when you put in the work of process. Why don't we put in the work for process? This was the other big aha. Because we want it now. So the reality is that consumerism limits our intake of process, our conviction, our spending time with process. And when we limit our conviction, our time with process, what we miss out on is the value that comes from building process. And there is value, there's longevity, there's endurance, there's discipline, there's all of those great attributes that come from building process that I don't want you to miss out on. So the aha, the inevitability of you as you build your business, as you build your home, as you build your family, is I want so badly for you to submit to process. I want you to take the slow game and submit yourself to process. I hope you'll have the same aha. Process is good because the elements, the byproducts of process are good, not just the outcome. MyBusinessOnPurpose.com/vision is where you can go to write down your vision, get a start there, and then it will lead you into the process. We'll see you next time right here on the Business on Purpose podcast.